Hey, Lucas here and welcome to Last Week in Rocket Launches, where I explain what went up to space, this time for week 44 2020, so let's go! First up was a Russian Soyuz rocket launching from Plishetsk in Kazakhstan on Sunday evening UTC. This rocket variant 2.1A has 4 side boosters, 2 main core stages and the Fregat upper stage, which helps to bring the satellite into its final orbit. The payload itself is a navigation satellite for the Global Navigation Satellite System, or GLONASS for short. These satellites need to be replaced once every couple years because they run out of fuel which they need for station keeping. They have to stay in a specified spot in the whole constellation, and things like solar wind and the moon's gravity give them a hard time. Launching off the pad, Soyuz will follow its eastbound arc towards a 65 degrees inclined medium Earth orbit. While Soyuz remains Russia's workhorse probably for years to come, its replacement, the Soyuz 5, is already on its way. I'm actually a bit excited about that one because its codenames are Phoenix in Russian and Sunkar in Kazakh, translated Phoenix and Falcon. Yes, I hope Soyuz 5 will be Russia's answer to implementing reusability themselves. Russia has such a big advantage with most of the rockets launching over land and not over the ocean. This means it should be fairly easy to get the booster to ground safely and back to the launch site. But there are no official announcements on that so far, so I don't want to get my hopes up too high. Number 2 on the list is a Chinese Long March 2C launching off Xichang on Monday afternoon UTC. Long March 2C looks kind of small but is actually a medium-sized launch vehicle able to bring 4 metric tons of cargo to a low Earth orbit. Both its stages are powered by hypergolic fuels, so it's one of the older Chinese rockets with the potential to poison people on ground as the booster stage comes crashing down. The payload consists of 3 reconnaissance satellites of type Yaogan and 1 secondary payload, a small internet satellite called Tianqi. Yaogan are able to detect radio signals which they can use to track down ships and other vehicles on the ground and in the air. Like Russia, China also launches their rockets over land rather than the ocean, but unlike Russia, China is densely populated and the parts of the rocket that will come crashing down could potentially smash into buildings. There are of course booster rain warnings beforehand and the region is evacuated, but still, coming back home to all those toxic fumes is not something I would look forward to. And last for week 44 is Rocket Lab's Electron launching from New Zealand on Wednesday evening. Electron has 2 main stages and a kick stage, which can double as a satellite for customers which only have to mount their equipment on it. Pretty neat. This time though they carry a Canon satellite, which of course is a 35 kg heavy camera, or multiple cameras. It has 2 telephoto lenses with a resolution of 5 meters and a wide-angle PowerShot G9X Mark II. Yes, that's a compact camera strapped to a satellite. But I'm not sure if it's the entire camera or just its components. Bringing a case and display would make no sense in space, but who knows, it's a funny thought. Next to Canon are also 9 CubeSats from type Flock for Planet Labs. As I believe all Electron rockets so far, this one launches south to achieve a sun-synchronous orbit. Like SpaceX, Rocket Lab tries to reuse their booster, and for that they mount a parachute to it and plan to catch the booster with a helicopter. This launch has none of that yet, but they will begin their testing on the next launch, currently scheduled for November 15th. Their goal is to achieve a much higher launch cadence, which is the current limiting factor according to their CEO Peter Beck. So to sum things up, there is a new GLONASS satellite for Russia on a 20,000 km high medium Earth orbit, inclined at 65 degrees. There are 3 Chinese Yaogan satellites that were launched into a 35 degrees inclined 600 km high low Earth orbit. And there is Canon's PowerShot, now sitting in a 500 km high and by 97.5 degrees inclined sun-synchronous orbit. All these will last for at least a couple years until they either re-enter back into the atmosphere to burn up or be parked in a so-called graveyard orbit where they will remain for the next couple millennia. Okay, that should conclude Last Week in Rocket Launches, and I hope to see you in the next one if you like. Auf Wiedersehen and thank you for watching.